You are listening to the Park Flyer Podcast, where we discuss our RC adventures.
Welcome to the Park Flyer Podcast, where we discuss the ups and downs of the new RC Flyer. Join your hosts, Michael and Jay, as they take flight at the park. Now on with the show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Park Flyer Podcast. I'm Michael from Arizona, and with me always are my good friends.
Jay from the SC.
And Shannon G and Mesa AZ.
And welcome to our podcast. We appreciate you joining us this week. We are back in the studio from being at the Arizona Electric Festival. And we do apologize to some of our listeners who reached out to us and told us our audio was a little difficult. And when we tried really hard to every which way but Sunday make that work. And there was just too many people around. And for those of you that are aware that, you know, a lot of the podcast equipment got lost in my little incident. And so we've been trying to replace some of it. And we got these little lavalier mics that picked up everything around us. Like, you know, the conversations that we were having, they were having. It was just like there's constantly people talking. And we didn't realize that until our edit. And we tried to edit it out. And as much as I put through there, it just wouldn't clear it up. So that was about the best audio. But we got new equipment in the studio, so I'm excited about that. And we've got some really cool stuff going on there. So welcome to this show. We are talking about some of the upcoming events. March is upon us, and at the start of this month, we have a lot of events, and we just actually finished one. Shannon, you just had a swap meet, I believe.
Yeah, we just had a swap meet at our field, and you know, we just kind of posted on the website and put flyers out a little bit on the Facebook, and we had a huge turnout. We had people come up from Casa Grande and Arizona City and across town, and we had made we wanted the east side of the field to be for the swap meet, and then the west side people could still fly. We were like, people were pulling their own tables out because we ran out of space. And I mean, It was like, it looked like the auction, like as far as planes that were brought out, there were some really cool things. A guy brought some really cool, Knights of the Air, which is a long gone. They made really good scale aircraft. He had an F-20. I was like drooling over it, but not my wheelhouse currently. So, lots of other really cool stuff. And I sold a few things, nothing major, but it was just nice. Nice. It was a nice day. Obviously, it was a little warm later in the day, but we were done by 11. So, but really, and we got people that came out that were, kind of even new to the hobby. One guy, he bought an airplane, and then he wanted to find out, what should I get for radio? So we were talking about radios, and I talked about flight instruction. So I think we got a new member out of that. So I figure if we get, if we get a new member, or at least some just good press out of it, hey, these guys really treat us nice, then it was all worth it, because we didn't charge a dime for it. But we got some good donations. We said, hey, if you made a few bucks, give us. So we actually made a little bit on that. So that was nice. And shout out to Steve Wingerson. He's one of our club members who organized it. He was the one who came up with the idea of it, like an official one last year. Did it last year, and then he ran it this year. So big success.
Yeah, I think it should be more. I think more clubs should do that. It's, we do one, I think, once a year or something, and I really think they should do more than that. We should do like one a quarter or something. I think helps people kind of move their equipment, move everything out.
Well, it was funny because for a while, there was a lot of looky-loos. I didn't sell anything for the first 2 hours probably. And then finally people started to open their wallets and see the moths fly out, things like that. But, it was, I can't open my wallet. I'm Scrooge McDuck.
I do have $1 in there.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Pretty much that. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny, the big swap meet was going on this weekend too in Perry. I don't know if you guys know about the one at Perry, Georgia. That's next to the Toledo one. That's like the big one. I know some people were there. So Jay, next year you got to go live to Perry for us.
Yeah.
Or we all do. We all go there.
We all have to go.
That's a good field trip right there. Yep.
Yeah, make a field trip out.
Yeah, I'd sent you guys a link. I don't know. I guess last week or so, I'd sent you guys out a link to what was going on and what they were going to be doing. So sounds like it's a pretty big event.
Oh, it's huge. Yeah, it's a big deal. I mean,
Yeah.
because it's funny when you see things on like RC groups, things that are listed for sale, and half the stuff says, "And I'll be at the Perry car. Yeah, I'll be at the Perry swap meet. So if you want me to bring it there, I'll bring it." I was like, "Oh, okay, well, I'll go pick it up there."
Yep, I have to drive halfway across the country or 3/4 of the way across the country to pick it up. Well, so we had this big swap meet. Did you wind up with anything?
So, actually, I did wind up with a couple of things, but one thing was not from the swap meet. One thing was, as we discussed at the previous episode, I lost my beloved SU-30 Sukhoi, and it's still sitting there, just kind of waiting to be salvaged or depart size, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, decommission. That's what I'm like.
Depart size.
That too. Hey, I'm just making
that's
up
where
stuff
you
as we
make
go.
bigger things into little things.
That's right. Yeah. So my good buddy Eddie, a couple years ago, he had actually bought a Freewing F-14 here when he was here at AEF, and it was a guy, he had bought it from a guy who put it together, then he took it apart, put it back in the box. Well, it's still in the box. And I'm like, "Hey Eddie, what are you gonna do with that F-14? Because I really kind of want that F-14 back again." He's like, "Oh, let's make a deal." So we made a deal. So I drove all the way to Blythe. Remember, I've done that before. Yeah. Drove to Blythe, California, and we had our little meal at Denny's, and I took him his chairs. I've had his chairs since that day he left, like last second. He left them at the field 2 years ago. So I finally got those to him. But anyway, so I got the F-14. So Freewing F-14, and started to work on it this week and found out that there was a lot of things missing. So like the shafts that the elevons go on, there was one, but not the other, and there was no hardware for it. Like none of the little collars and washers and stuff. And then the shims and the washer set for the swing wing. Most of the swing wing stuff's there, but the shims were gone. A lot of the plastic detail stuff was gone. So I was like, okay, well, so I'm totally repainting it. I'm doing it in the VF-114, the aardvarks. So it's kind of got yeah. And I'm doing it. I just kind of said, okay, I'm gonna pick a little darker color, just kind of give it a little different look. And it'll stand out. It'll look pretty cool. And doing it with FR Sky. Got an 18 channel stabilized receiver to put in there. It's gonna have. I just got the brakes because I was debating whether to do the brakes or the thrust reverse. And I'm like, well, I kind of like the brakes better because it's more scale, I guess, probably the best thing for that. So I'm like, let's keep it that way. So I got the brakes there. So I'm going to do full ailerons in flight, ailerons disabled when the wings swing back, and then full flaps when it lands. So I can do that with all the 18 channel.
Oh, nice.
So going to take a little effort. Programming that's going to take a little while, but got some good guys that can help me with that. So I'm looking forward to it. So I'm really excited. Got the parts on the way. And should be I'm about half done with the paint. I've got like the fuselage. I've got big chunks of it's because it comes in two, so I got one part done, and I got to do the other part and start putting all this stuff together. But I'm excited. So I don't know if I'll have it ready for. We have the show we're talking about here soon in a few weeks, maybe. But we also have there's the Tucson Jet Rally coming up at the end of March, and there's also the E-Jet Day that we have at the first week of May, kind of our last event.
That's true. Last event before the summer. So well, that's exciting. You got the F-14, and I'm excited to see it, what it looks like when you finally.
I am too. Yeah, it's looking good so far. Paint's taking a little effort to. There was some. He had tried to do the polyacrylic on top at first, and for some reason it bubbled up. I don't know if it was moisture in it. I think where he left is kind of open to the elements. So I think it's got some moisture and it just sucked into it. So I had to sand a ton of stuff down and kind of refinish. But it's looking good. So to ease my sorrows of losing that Sukhoi, it's doing a good job so far.
It's filling the void at the moment.
Yeah.
So you weren't able to find that aircraft, a replacement for that aircraft, at the swap meet?
No. So there was actually one that was listed for sale here locally, but for the price that I paid for mine, it's double what to replace it. It's kind of hard to do. And and the F-14 wasn't cheaper, but for what I'm getting out of it, it was more value to me. So that was kind of like, okay, I really wanted the F-14 back. And yeah, so I was looking at that. There was a J-11, the version, the Chinese version, the exact same airplane, just painted Chinese, and it was up on Marketplace for weeks, and then all of a sudden, boom, sold. So
right, of course, it was collecting dust, and people were moving out in front of your house, and now all of a sudden, I think maybe I'll grab that. Poof.
Yeah, but what I did get at the auction, or at the swap meet, not the auction. So I have the HSD ME262. I've had the fuselage and all of the stuff except for the power plants, 90 millimeter fans and speed controls. James Blashman, our good friend James, after crashing the last Viper, he had two 90 millimeter Viper because he had crashed another Viper that he still had the power plant for. So he had two not brand new, but two relatively low time 90 millimeter and the matching Avian ESC. So he made me a really good deal on those. So the HSD I can really begin that in earnest and get it up to speed. Probably I'm not going to rush that one. The F-14 kind of took precedence, but
makes sense.
I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'm like, oh yes, I can finally get this one in the air.
Yeah. Well, that was convenience. Sorry for James for crashing two airplanes, but it worked out for you.
For his hijinks, his hijinks.
Yeah, no doubt. So, well, let's see. It's the first week in March. I don't think there's anything this coming up weekend, but there are a couple events that are coming up towards the middle of March and later in the month.
There's we have an IMAC contest at our field.
That's the one I think you said was it's over at AMPS or something.
IMAC. Right? No, we have the IMAC at our field. Right. Yeah, so that's a 2-day event at our field, and then the other event that's going on is the at the AMPS, Arizona Mall Pilot Society. They're doing their Green Fest, which is it's an electric event, and Kyle Gerardo puts that on, does a great job, and me and Kyle, we get along, we talk. We actually have been talking about trying to do an event together of some kind, because he even told me. I copied your event. I'm like, well, that's the sincerest form of flattery. So I appreciate it. No, there's plenty of room for electric events in our valley. So hopefully I'm going to make it out there next Saturday. My daughter's coming in for spring break, so we'll see what that schedule entails. But I'd like to get there at least on Saturday and support the AMPS. And they have a great field, great facility, and I just love supporting all of our local clubs. That's
we might not. For me. You'll have to reach out to me. Let me make sure. I'll have to check my schedule. And let's see. I'm doing nothing.
Nothing. Oh, okay.
we check that with the timeline. Type in the computer. Maybe.
Yeah, I got nothing
let's
going
see. Call up NASA. Find out what's going on with the moon and the sun and the alignment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Check with the Naval Observatory. Make sure the clock is
on speed dial.
Well, the good news is I met with my cardiologist yesterday, and they did clear me to drive. So that means that I can possibly get over that way and on my own. And so, so I'm just going to try to do that. But the green, what would you call it again? The
Green Fest 2026. Yep.
I can't remember that. Green Fest.
It's actually the 5th through the 8th.
Oh, nice.
So it's a long event.
And then the second thing that's coming up is that the aviation Arizona Scale Model
Airshow.
Used to be called Warbirds and Classics, but they changed the name this year for one reason or another. That was on the 18th.
20 other Warbirds and Classics.
That's true.
Oh,
yeah, there are. And it's always Bonnie's birthday, so this is what I think they wanted to change it to be something special for Bonnie's birthday. But that's something that they put on. This will be the second or third year, I think, and that's at Sun Valley Flyer, so that's at my field. And I think I'm taking the T-28 Trojan for that. I don't think I'm going to have any new airplanes in. I've been taking an inventory of them and writing them down, so I have to see which ones I want to reorder, but. I think the T-28 will be sufficient at the time. Just kind of fun hanging out.
Yep.
So that's coming up as well. And I think Scott might be coming in for that one. He did mention, he called me the other day and said he may be bringing a trailer down because he picked up a couple more Warbird airplanes, and he's like, yeah, I think I might just bring the trailer. And, I'm thinking, okay, that works for me. I've got plenty of place to to store it at my place too. So his hangar and my hangar, they're all getting the kind of, at least they'll be separate. So yeah, we're excited about that, and that's a 3 or 4 day event, I think, as well. So, and then what's after that?
The Tucson Jet Rally.
Oh, the Tucson Jet Rally. That's right.
The very next weekend, the very last weekend of March, and I've been to it in the past. It's been several years. It just always seems something comes up that I can't get to it.
Right.
And so I'm hoping this year, for a while, it actually was usually the same weekend as the event, the one we were just talking about. Yeah, they were kind of on the same event. So it was like, well, okay, local versus driving down to Tucson.
Sure.
But so I'm hoping to go down to that because I really enjoy that group. Ralph and Clay and Debbie, they put on a good event. Well, Clay and Debbie put on the event, but one of my good friends, Ralph, is always down there, so he helps out with that. So, but it's a good event, and only it's a little windy at Timpa. The field they have it at, it's kind of out in the middle of right between Marana and Tucson. It's kind of off on the beaten path, and it can get a little breezy, but it's still flyable, especially if you got a turbine. So
yeah, that's true. I don't think it gets any more breezy than Sun Valley. Sun Valley can get breezy too. I think it was breezy at the last event, but
I went to one a couple years ago, and it was we were blown out. Like I couldn't fly anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was bad. They were. I mean, I was lashing my planes down because they just wanted to blow away, just sit on the ground. Didn't matter how many batteries I put in, they wanted to blow away.
We've had a couple of electric festivals like that too, haven't we, Jay?
Yeah.
2 in the morning, collecting airplanes rolling down the runway.
Batten down the hatches.
We're trying to stuff them underneath all the tables and stuff, praying that they don't get blown out. Yeah,
that's true. True. March is going to be busy for us. It's like almost every weekend there's something available. So.
And then April is Gunsmoke. So the Scale qualifier, and I hope to participate. I think I'm going to use the Tucano, the Super Tucano. I just feel like it's
very nice.
I feel really comfortable with that plane, and I love the T-28. There's like, I might do both, just 2 different classes I could do them in. But I just really feel like that Tucano I've got really dialed in, and I feel really comfortable with it. So I can probably do my routine and do really well. So, and I might do an EDF. I don't know which one I'll do now because my Sukhoi was the go-to one, but I don't think the F-14 would have the stamina. Even though we wanted to do 8 maneuvers, it'd be real tight to do it comfortably. Yeah. Even though it'd be, I could get away with like a simple, just do the swing wing, come fly by, but we'll see. I'll decide when I get it put together.
And that's in May.
That's in April, 13th, 17th and 18th, I think it is. Yeah, so 17th and 18th. Huh. Yeah, 17th and 18th. It's bounced around different months and weeks in the last couple of years.
I might have to look at that because I think I have a photo of my T-28, the paint job and everything.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of different.
That's all you need. That's all you need because they have like an ARF class, which is pretty much the T-28 class, and I didn't do ARF class last year. I did the Pro-Am Sportsman or whatever. But I feel if I had actually switched to the other class, I probably would have won as opposed to competing against the other guys. So it's like, which one am I going to go for next year? So we'll see.
That's true. Yeah. Is it about winning or is it about competition? It's just about going.
Well, I mean, I've since I've been doing it, I've gotten better every year. So it's like,
that's true.
My goal is still because once you win like Pro-Am Sportsman, you got to move up to Pro-Am Pro. So it's kind of
right.
That's kind of the goal.
That's how they hook you.
Yeah, then I'm really in trouble.
You throw them up there, and you got to do everything from scratch.
Yeah.
Then you're competing against Tim Dickey, and you're going to lose.
Yeah, there's no chance. That's a whole nother level right there.
Whole nother level, yeah. That's true. That's so true, so true. And then that takes us into May, I think, in the summer. And in Arizona, we don't have too many things going on this summer.
There's a Mayfly. Usually it's the last weekend of April up in Sedona, Central Arizona Modelers. They do, it's called the Mayfly. And I went up there years ago. It was a great event. They have a great little field. It's dirt, but it's really well maintained dirt field. And nice little facilities. So if you want to get into the cool pines of Sedona, it's kind of a. But I remember actually it was very hot because it was kind of like high desert where it's at.
Right.
And then our last event is the Jet Day, Friday and Saturday, the first weekend of May that we have at our field, and it's kind of our last event for the season. And it's just that it's usually hot. That's the only bad part with it. It's even by then it's just hot. So we'll fly till like noon or 1, and then we'll come back the next morning and start.
That's still crazy
5.
to me when I hear that when you guys talk about that. Oh, hey, it's almost 11 o'clock. Everybody getting going to their underground bunker to get cool. Oh, what?
Yeah,
we've become moles.
Going to vault. I'm moving to vault 13.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, but it's almost like the Alaska. We can start flying at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning because the sun is coming up over the horizon. So, but it does get hot by 10 or 11 o'clock. People are like, okay, I'm out of here.
Yeah, there's a few people that'll stick it out, but not too many. There's some guys that'll be out there. Yeah.
It's true. It was hot today, actually. I was out earlier this morning, and it got a little warm. So the weather's coming. It's gonna be here before we know it. It'll be in the summertime, but yeah, everything else is kind of lined up. I'm pretty excited about these events coming up.
Current temperature in Mesa is 90 degrees.
Ooh, yeah, so wow, that's pretty tough compared to Jay out there, which I think it was rain. Was it rainy yesterday?
Yeah, it was raining the past 2 days.
Yeah, and then Jay's got a birthday coming up, so I sent him a gift, and it dinged on my phone. So I looked at it, and it looked, they send you a picture of Amazon. Hey, got your package delivered, and I'm like, looks rainy there.
It's so weird. So the guys here don't believe. I don't know if it's a law or it's against their religion, but they can't ring the doorbell. I don't know if that's a South Carolina thing or what it is.
They don't ring the doorbell here either for Amazon. They do for FedEx.
The doorbell's very convenient. It's right there. They just have to ring it or just knock on the door to let you know that you're there. And they don't do that. And I'm just like, do I have to add that into the comments? Please knock on door. Because, like I wasn't expecting a package that day. And you just happened to send me a picture saying, hey, go check your porch, and I'm just like, dang it. Why just knock on the door so I know you're there? I wouldn't go out there for like 2 or 3 days to check to see if there's any packages out there, So it's just frustrating.
Yeah,
it is kind of frustrating. So
it's even more frustrating is when they put it on the wrong doorstep, which they do. They do here all the time. My neighbor gets half my packages. I swear. Yeah. They'll take the picture and like her front porch, not mine.
Yeah. It's funny the way that we're in temporary quarters, and my wife ordered a couple of things, and we're a guest home to a much larger home, and the Jay's been here now, so there's a wall with 2 gates. One gate goes to the front of the house, one gate goes to the back of the house. Amazon can't decide which one is the front or the back, so they half the time come to the back door, half the time go to the front door, and they just drop the package. So you're like, you have to kind of wander around to figure out where the package got dropped. And the other day they knocked on our door, and the people that are renting us this place, they says, is this your package? Because it got dropped at our front door. So it was like way on the other side of the property, but it was pretty funny. So yeah, it's like an Easter egg hunt here for Amazon packages. So we just send them up to the house because we're only a few miles away, and we know when they get dropped, so we just run up there and grab them. So it's good that we have some things coming up. Maybe if I can go to Amps, maybe we can try our new equipment there, and then see how that goes.
Nice.
Do a little bit of some flying and some reporting from there. And then anything out your way, Jay? It's kind of getting into rainy season for you out there.
Yeah, it's definitely gotten to that point. It's still a little cool out there. If you get out there too early, maybe it's only in the 40s or 50s. So it really hasn't. It's just about to get to where it's in the 60s, 70s during the afternoon. So, we'll see what happens with that. But it's that's just around the corner. We just have to wait a couple more days or a week and see what happens. But it's been a wet, rainy February. For the last week or two, since when I was out there with you. It's just been kind of wet and dreary and a little cool. So.
Well, you know what they say: April showers bring May flowers. So you got to get that out there. You're going to be able to go out there and start flying. So, well, that's good news. I meant to ask you. I might as well do it on the podcast because we just have we're about to wrap it up here. But I've been going through the inventory of all my airplanes, and I've been writing down everything that I have, what was inside them, what I was using for, receiver, that kind of thing, And so I'm just making a list and adding up, what it's going to take to replace all that stuff, and pretty shocked at the number. I'm actually not as shocked as my spouse. She didn't know. So yeah, she came walking over there. She goes, "What is this?" And I go, "Oh, that's a list of all the airplanes, that that I own, or at least that I had. I'm trying to remember everything that's in them." And she looked down there and she goes, Is this everything? And I go, "No, that's just what I have so far." And she's like, "Oh my God." She walked away. I think she's just shaking her head. I was like, "Well, it's hobby's a big hobby." So,
well, you were just asking me about a foam airplane. I guess I got you.
Yes,
but you weren't giving me much to go on. So I was just like, "Are we talking a jet? Are we talking a trainer plane? Are we talking a 3D plane?" So I was kind of at a loss as to what you were talking about.
Right. No, you sent one to me, I think, for Christmas. It was all white, and it was an EDF, and it looked like a fun jet, but it was all foam, and I couldn't think of the name of it. I looked everywhere to see it.
Was it the Meteor?
Meteor?
No. Okay, so if
Futura?
It's kind of like one of the knockoffs of like a multiplex, like Bixler style.
No. It wasn't
right. One of those.
No. The Bixler was the glider part. This one was like a speed demon. It had the wings that kind of swept back. Had the real long nose on it.
The diamond.
Oh, I just recently got you. Okay, I know what exactly.
It would have been in the last year. Yeah.
It was basically a super high speed foam plane that you're supposed to throw that together. But
Sky Sword. Was it the Sky Sword?
No, it was. It'll come to me now. Now that I know what plane you're talking about. Yeah, I got that for you for Christmas, like a year or two ago, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Or at least last year or the year before, I think.
It was like the year before.
Yeah, it could have been the year before. Which is funny because it was in the box. I took it out. I put it all together and took a picture of it. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to get this. But the Bearcat wings were sitting on the table. So I didn't want to set it on top of the Bearcat wings. So I set it under the table. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, that box was the closest to the start of this whole thing. So, I did find it, although it's all one piece now instead of multiple pieces.
There you go.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that was supposed to be a super high speed.
Yes.
Because Mike had what plane did he have? He had he had a Speed Demon plane or whatever. Yeah. And so I just kind of looked at somebody had thrown like a 6-cell Banshee style motor inside that thing, and I was like, oh yeah, great, you've got enough 6 cells. If you have one that's like an 1800, something smaller, you could probably get this thing to zip by. Plus I think I sent you a couple of videos of a guy who modified it, and I was like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah, you did.
So the engine I take it the engine was totally destroyed too?
Yeah, like I said, it was close enough to the start of all this that when they did uncover it, it pretty much, the box
was just a lump.
Half the box was missing, and the other half was all in one big lump. So whatever was in that box is now together.
Yeah. Plus they just sent the plane like in a loose box of parts.
Yes. And we had
And then
put
you got to
everything
shake
in
it and
there.
kind of figure out what goes to what. Yeah.
Right. But the heat did put most of that together. So I was like,
Yeah. Not in
in.
exactly aerodynamic shape.
No,
but,
no. Because I think the rudder and the elevators look like canards now, but still. And they were permanently attached, so there was no movement at all. No, that one actually took a big brunt. There was some stuff that like I said, a lot of them got melted. Some of them were still in place, but they got a little damaged. But that one being under the table got hit the worst. So, but I was just interested in it because I found it the other day. I'm still up there, sorting through some of this stuff and making a big list. So we'll get through it, and I'll get some new stuff, and we'll go from there. So, but we are out of time. So for this week, we appreciate you joining us. If you have a comment or a question or want to reach out to us, like several of you did, thank you very much from last episode. We appreciate the text, comments, emails. All of you guys reach out. You're great. Love our audience. If you want to reach out to us, it's parkflyerpodcast@gmail.com, or you can reach us on the website or on the Facebook listeners group that Shannon's posted on. Other than that, I'm Michael from Arizona.
I'm Jake from the SC.
And Shannon G and Mesa AZ.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Let's fly.
You have been listening to the Park Flyer Podcast. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to your next visit. Please give our show a star rating and review, and feel free to email us your questions, topics, or suggestions to parkflyerpodcast@gmail.com.